please. Hello, everyone. Greetings, my brothers and sisters, wherever you are around the world, whether you're watching from Nigeria or watching anywhere in the globe. I bring you warm greetings. I am your humble host, Dr. Edmond Ikeh, and this is the show Nigerian Constitution and Your Rights. Nigerian Constitution, Know Your Right. It's a show powered by the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, GCSDN. It's hosted every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Nigerian time, 2 p.m. US Central Time, or 3 p.m. US Eastern Time. Wherever you're watching from, once again, I say welcome. And before you settle in or you grab your popcorn or get your laptop to type your questions, please take a moment and share the link to your friends, your brothers and sisters, your neighbors, so that we can have a huge audience watching this show and learning together about our beloved country, Nigeria, about its constitution, 1999, as amended, because that is all we talk about here, to educate ourselves, to become better Nigerians, to fight for our rights, and to hold our leaders accountable, okay? And use the comment section. This show is for you, my brother. This show is for you, my sister. Use the comment section and participate in the show. Ask question, bring your own idea, and I will make sure to read your comment, to read your questions, and answer your question. And today I'm being joined by a guest, and I will go ahead and invite a guest as I go on with the content of today's show. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you.
Please say hello to Nigerians and so that I can introduce yourself to them. Although you need no introduction, but go ahead.
Yeah, fellow Nigerians from every part of the world and friends of Nigeria, I am here to be part of the show and I'm glad to be here, and I greet each and every one of you as we walk towards a new Nigeria come February 25.
Thank you very much, my brother. For those who do not know who the wonderful man is, if you're watching this show for the first time, you stumble on it on any of the platform we're streaming from, whether from YouTube, whether from Twitter, or whether from Facebook, this is the great GCO, called the Global Coordinator of the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, the organization that powers this show every Tuesday. So he is the founder and he is the coordinator, global coordinator of this great platform. So welcome. I am very humbled to have you as a guest tonight. Thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so today's topic is being in Nigeria. It's a very simple topic, being in Nigeria. And why the topic, it's just a little background. For those watching for the first time, you wouldn't know, but if you've been very ardent participant in this show, you will know that we covered chapter 3 of the Constitution last year, and that chapter 3 of our Constitution is all about citizenship of Nigeria. Citizenship of Nigeria is in chapter 3, and chapter 3 is spanned on 8 sections. That's section 25 to section 32 of our Constitution. And we covered about 6 of those 8 sections yesterday. Not yesterday, last year, 20. And this year, I said, let's have a quick summary, because this is the beginning of a quick summary of what section 25 through 30 of that chapter is all about, which is the meat of the matter, or the core content of that chapter 3 of our Constitution. A quick summary of it, and then we'll dive into what is our realities, current reality, present reality of being in Nigeria, in Nigeria of today. Okay, so a quick summary is that we have 3 or 4 types of citizenship, if you want to count dual citizenship. So you can either be a citizen of Nigeria by birth, a citizen of Nigeria by registration, or a citizen of Nigeria by naturalization, and then you have dual citizenship. So these are the ways of being a citizen of Nigeria, and as spelled out by our constitution, section 25 through section 32. Okay, so being a citizen by birth means that your mother or your father are Nigerian when you were born. That makes you a Nigerian citizen by birth. Then, or your grandparents are Nigerians while you were born. So that makes you a Nigerian citizen by birth. And it can be, they could have been a Nigerian citizen pre-independence or post-independence. I don't know why our constitution went ahead to distinguish between pre-independence and post-independence, but it just means that your parents may be born before 1960, because our country is a young country. So you're either born 1st October 1960, before then or after that. Either way, as long as they are Nigerians, they are, then when you were born, you are a citizen of Nigeria by birth. Okay? Then by citizen of Nigeria by registration means it's usually used to describe people who became Nigerian citizen through marriage. And it's kind of special for men, Nigerian men who marry women that are not Nigerian. Because apparently, if a Nigerian woman marry a man that is not a Nigerian, that man cannot become a citizen of Nigeria by registration. So only their wives can become citizens of Nigeria by registration. Okay, and that means if you marry a wife and she wants to become a Nigerian, she can register to become a Nigerian. That is citizenship by registration. Obviously, they need to get approval from the president to become a citizen of Nigeria by registration. Then the other form of citizenship is by naturalization, whereby that's what, whether you're married to Nigeria or you're not married to Nigeria. So far, you're a foreigner, you're not born in Nigeria, you're not born by Nigerian, and you decide, oh, Nigeria is a good country, oh, I want to become a citizen of Nigeria. To acquire that citizenship, you have to be through the process called naturalization. Also, just like by registration, the president have to approve that. Okay, and then you swore our oath of allegiance, which is found in Schedule 7 of our Constitution, and you become citizenship by naturalization. Then dual citizenship is the last one. That means you have citizenship of two countries, Nigeria citizenship and a citizen of another country where around the world. So only Nigerians by birth, only people who have citizenship of Nigerian by birth are qualified to have dual citizenship. Just like our great global coordinator, he's Nigerian by birth, just like myself, I'm Nigerian by birth. We can obtain citizenship of another country to add to our Nigerian citizenship because we are already Nigerians by birth. But if someone that acquires citizenship by naturalization, they cannot say, okay, I become Nigerian by naturalization, I want to go and acquire UK citizenship. No, they have to renounce their Nigerian citizenship to acquire UK citizenship. Okay, so that is just a quick summary of that. Before we dive into the question, I'll ask my brother, the global coordinator, do you have anything to add about these types of citizenship before we go further?
The only thing I just want to add is that in the year 2022, 286 foreigners became citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is because of the attraction that the country holds. Now, in this number, 208 of them received naturalization, while 78 got certificates of registration after they swore allegiance to the country in the presence of the president. In that same year, 2022, the irony of it is that 159 Nigerians renounced their citizenship. You know, renouncing the citizenship might be due to having another citizenship in another country, which does not recognize dual citizenship. There are some countries that don't accept it. So when these people become citizens of other countries, they renounce their citizenship of Nigeria. But all along, year in, year out, when this naturalization process takes place, you find out that the number of persons that are applying to be Nigerian citizens are always higher, maybe 4 times the number of people that are renouncing their citizenship. So that is just what I just want to add concerning this. And it is also an opportunity for people that have received the naturalization certificate to continue to see themselves, no matter the color of their skins, they must continue to see themselves as Nigerians. It really amazes me when I see many Europeans speaking pidgin English. Some of them are married to Nigerians. You know, just yesterday I was reading the history of how some Italians many years ago migrated to Nigeria, and they have big businesses today in Nigeria. I was so surprised how they became naturalized. They had big businesses. I said, "What? I didn't even know this." You know, so these are things that really gladdens the heart of somebody, and I'm really proud to be a Nigerian. A Nigerian, and I really hope that more people will begin to uh, get citizenship in Nigeria as the political and economic space improves. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful submission and addition to enhance the conversation. Thank you. I really like that you added the statistics. So over about 260 something people became citizens of Nigeria, and you even break them down to naturalization or registration, which are the prominent types or forms of becoming citizenship of Nigeria if you're not born as a Nigerian. Okay. Moving forward, a quick question. What are the current realities of being a citizen of Nigeria? What are the current realities of being a citizen of Nigeria?
The current realities is that people are not happy. People are having agitations. Some want to be Biafra, some want to be Oduduwa, some want to be Middle Belt, some want to be Bendelites. You know, so these agitations are the consequences, the cumulative impact of bad governance over the years. And it's not just about the cumulative effect of bad governance, it's also the cumulative effects of the silence of the people to bad governance, because nothing destroys a country as much as the silence of the people to bad governance. Because the more you keep silent, the more the government will be repeating those things that you are agitating against, because they just feel that, oh, the people cannot do anything, oh, they cannot do anything. So the reality of today is that many Nigerians are disillusioned with what is happening in the country today, the economy, the political situation. Today's Nigeria, for example, is in chaos. People are struggling to get the new Naira notes. These are simple things that could be done seamlessly. People are struggling to buy fuel in a country that produces fuel where 80% is being stolen, a country where the president has promised to provide petroleum products to Burundi. And, you know, so there's also the chaos of people trying to get their PVC. So we need a country where things can be done smoothly, because if you look at what is happening in Nigeria since 2015, when Buhari and his crew came on board, the government has been a continuing aggressor. All the aggression is always coming from the government against the people. The idea is like they want to take the power from the people, and that is not the essence of democracy. I am being factual here because that is the reality of today's Nigeria. But the good news is that there's a new wave of consciousness that is moving across the country from the north, south, east, and west. People are agitating for change. I mean, not the change that the politicians promise. No politician has the right to promise you change. It is we, the people, that should seize change. So there's a whirlwind blowing across the country, and the idea is that people want that change. People don't no longer want to use religion or ethnicity as basis for voting in elections. Now there's a strong I don't want to use the word consensus, but it's almost like a consensus of Nigerians coming together to say, no, we are going to vote one person this time around that will give us the Nigeria of our dream, where we shall be very proud of our international passport anywhere, anytime. Because the truth is that you are respected abroad based on the country you are coming from. Based on
Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Once again, if you're just joining the show, this is Nigerian Constitution and Your Rights, a show powered by the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. We're here every 9 p.m. On Tuesday. Okay, always join us. And if you're joining, please join the conversation. You can use the comment section in whatever platform you're listening from. Use the comment section, join the conversation, give us your opinion. I want to hear what is your own reality as a Nigerian living in Nigeria or a Nigerian living outside Nigeria. What is the current reality of being in Nigeria? Use the comment section to comment. I will definitely read your comments as the show progresses. Okay, because this show is conversation. You see how we are relaxed, talking to one another as Nigerians, to educate one another, to become an anchor, as a source of encouragement for one another to remain strong as Nigerians, to remain proud Nigerians, and to join hands together to build a better Nigeria that we all will be proud of. Okay, so that is the essence of this show, and to also teach us about our rights, teach us about what is in the contents of the Constitution, and help us hold our leaders accountable. So I'm looking forward to read your comments in the comment section. Before I continue, I'll read whatever we have now. I have Miss Rita English says, greetings all. And she also says, good to see you, GC, I guess. So
Thank
greetings
you.
to you, especially. Yeah. All
Thank
right.
you.
So Ms. Rita, you can tell us what is your own reality as a Nigerian by typing in the comment section as we continue with the show. My next question to you, Mr. Frederick, is you gave us the statistics at the beginning of the show that in 2022, about 268 people became citizens of Nigeria. But if you look at other countries, if you're the Western country, you have thousands of people seek to become citizens of this country, or thousands of people actually become citizens of this country in a year. But we in Nigeria, we just have about 200 people becoming citizens of Nigeria in a year. Okay, so what do you think? Is it because that they have better incentives in their country, or the Nigeria have less incentives? So tell
I
us
think
what are the incentives
yes,
of being Nigerian?
yes. I think it is because of what the economy of the country, the conditions of life, the security, the education and all that. Nigeria is a country that spends over $400 billion going out for medical tourism. A lot of money is spent for education, especially the children of politicians spending money to go and school abroad. So, what are the pull factors? The pull factors are the conditions in those countries. So, by the time we start to get those things, by the time we start to replicate what is happening in those countries in our country, the people will be pulling back to our country, and even Nigerians in diaspora will be coming back home. So that is the situation. What by the time if a new government can fix electricity, security, food security also, and all of this, people will start to come back home. And even before you know it, neighboring countries within the African continent will be coming into Nigeria, as it was many years ago when the leadership was quite better.
All right, thank you very much. My next question
Yeah.
is similar to the one you just answered. Is that have you heard of like high rush of foreigners, especially those from Western countries? But we know West Africans do come to Nigeria, especially poor African country. But foreigners from Western countries, have you seen a high rush of them seeking to acquire Nigerian citizenship? And if no,
Um,
why are they not coming?
uh, you know, um, the foreigners, especially from more developed countries that come to Nigeria, most of them They have investment in the country. Some were born in the country, but I think mostly for business. They know what they are getting in our country. We have Nigeria is hugely blessed. We have many untapped resources, and these people, some of them, they come to even do illegal businesses. Sorry to say, not too long ago, some many Indians were arrested when they attempted to smuggle oil out of Nigeria. In the year 2019, 17 Chinese were arrested in Osun State for illegal mining of gold, and all of these things are happening. So many of them, they come to the country because of the resources, and it's quite unfortunate that some of them have companies where even Nigerians working there they don't have insurance, and when the accidents happen, they don't care for them. These are another category of people. But there are some people that are doing genuine businesses there. Those are the type of people that we should encourage in our country. It is not just anybody coming. For example, a Nigerian dare not go to a country like China that you want to mine their natural resources. They will kill the person, then they'll take his corpse to the court of law. So after they've killed the person. So this is the kind of thing that Nigerians are very accommodating people who are very, very accommodating. And some time ago, we were acclaimed as the happiest people on earth. But when the anger started coming from hunger, from insecurity, with our body kind of hot, so to speak. So we became less friendly, we became unhappier, and all of that, kind of started to affect the psyche of people. And that is why you see that people started to come and not just invest in Nigeria, some just leave the country. And that is where, unfortunately, we now have the word Jakpa added into the lexicon, the migration lexicon of Nigeria. And I really hope that Jakpa will reverse itself by the time we get a new government in place.
Thank you very much for your response. Uh, I believe what you just described, the scramble for African resources, or for Nigerian resources by foreigners like China, uh, America, and other advanced European countries that come to Nigeria just to scramble and take our resources, I believe is due to failure of leadership because they don't hold those accountable. There is no proper structure to make sure that our resources are safeguarded and are utilized for the citizens, for the betterment of the citizens, instead of foreigners coming to steal them. The government steal them, the foreigners come and steal them. So it's at the end, the citizens are the ones losing out. So I would say, due to massive failure of leadership in Nigeria, this is the next question to you now. Due to massive failure of leadership in Nigeria, being in Nigeria is almost dehumanizing. So you can describe that being in Nigeria is almost dehumanizing because our life is not protected as guaranteed by our constitution. So should flock of Nigerians then renounce their citizenship? Should we now renounce our citizenship?
When an American is arrested in Nigeria, if you arrest an American in Nigeria today, it will be big news. But if you arrest a Nigerian in Ghana, a Nigerian in America, it's not a big news. The reason is that they respect the country where you are coming from. For example, you cannot stop racism in this world until African countries, the leadership get it right. For example, both of us now are the same skin color. If you as an American and myself, who is typically Nigerian, okay, let me put it this way. If two people enter into an office in Europe, the same black skin, right? I don't like using that word, but for the sake of illustration, two black people enter into an office in Europe. One is a Nigerian and the other one is American. They will respect the American more than the Nigerian one, not because it's Nigerian, because it's African. The reason is that they respect where you are coming from. As they see you, they see money, they see power, they see authority. You understand? The only thing we just enjoy sometimes that when people see us abroad, they call us JJ Okocha, they call us Kanu Wankwo. The idea is that they tie you to something. They tie you either to football or they tie you to crime, or they tie you to the poverty in the continent. You understand? So they always tie you to something. So I believe that for us to be respected abroad, we have to be one, the rights of the people have to be respected back home. The economy has to be very good. People have to have money in a way that hunger is not, it's not a problem. The issue of hunger does not come in, and people will be flocking in if there are good conditions for investment. If the country is good, today people are talking about Dubai. Nigeria started before Dubai, but today people are taking, even stealing money from Nigeria, going to invest in Dubai. Especially the politicians. So what is causing this pool? Development, the dream, the vision of people of who are in position of leadership. The Holy Book tells us that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked are in power, the people mourn. You understand? So by the time we start to have visionary leadership and Nigeria is now moving higher than how it is now, you will see people coming back home, you see people coming to invest and all of that. And the citizenship application will definitely go higher. And once Nigeria gets it right, Africa gets it right, because there will be a new trajectory for African leadership and development.
Thank you very much. I asked a question, due to the massive failure of leadership in Nigeria, do you think Nigerians should start renouncing their citizenship? And what I got from your response is that there's no need for us to renounce our citizenship.
No.
Rather, we know the leadership have failed. Leadership we should keep pushing for a better leadership in our countries, and so that can build a better nation and return home and be happy to be Nigerians and not run away. Because if we all run away from Nigeria, who will fix Nigeria? So we can't renounce that. We can't renounce our citizenship. We cannot run away from our country. So once again, I'll call upon you guys watching wherever you are. Use the comment section to comment. I'm going to take some of the comment and get the response of my guest today for the comments. All right, I've got a few comments that came in while we were conversing. Here, Lara Olabode says, I'm glad you said foreigners go to Nigeria for illegal business, and I can add that they have contributed greatly to the continuance of corruption in Nigeria. All right. And Rachel Osazua said, good afternoon, Dr. Edmond and Frederick. Thank you for the program. And next comment here is Chini Rufina said, top of the day greetings. Being a Nigerian is a full-time job already. It's not an easy task. Right now, you have money in your account, but you can withdraw cash. Most ATMs are not dispensing. Again, Laura came back and said, even some African countries treat Nigerians like disdain. It's so disheartening. Lara says again, the green passport is almost a curse. So what is your reaction to this comment?
Some time ago, the federal government of Nigeria declared Zamfara state as a no-flight zone. Zamfara has no airport, but the planes come into the forest, they load the gold of the people, and they take them out. In Dubai, you have Nigerian gold market in Dubai. These are gold taken from Zamfara state, and they take them to Dubai to refine them. Some Nigerians even go to Dubai and buy them back. The point I'm making here is that some foreigners, they just come to Nigeria to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Those aeroplanes they are seeing are people that when they are taking the gold away, they are leaving money and ammunition for the people to kill themselves. So these are issues that are happening in our country. But if it is Nigerians that are doing these kind of things outside, it will be big news. Now, talking about even smaller countries that are they don't like Nigerians is because Nigeria is a very big country. Many of them are envious of who we are. They think that Nigerians are proud people, but we ought to be proud because we are naturally endowed. But when I say proud, not to the point of arrogance. You understand? So some of these people, they come into Nigeria to steal the resources of the people, and they do this in connivance with the government and traditional rulers. So anytime you hear that they are stealing oil or they are stealing your gold, you must know also that they are leaving behind ammunitions for the people to kill themselves, because it is in the midst of anarchy that they can steal your resources. But like I said, some time ago, we used to have a lot of Ghanaians coming to Nigeria. Some were teachers and all that. And the economy was really booming then. And that was where we started to hear about Ghana must go. Ghana must go, because they were coming to Nigeria. All the African countries were coming to Nigeria. But since we told them to go, maybe the anger they are still angry with us. And that is why they don't like us too. So when you see Nigerians now going to Ghana, you see there's this apathy. But the fact is that we need leadership that will wake Nigeria from being the sleeping giant of Africa to the real giant that we ought to be, because this is a country that is blessed with over 40 mineral resources spread across the length and breadth of Nigeria. We have mineral resources in 420 locations. We are discovering oil every day. Nigeria would have collapsed with the level of corruption if not the fact that we are so rich. We are too rich to collapse. So that is the luck that we have now. What is going out of Nigeria in the form of corruption from either from leaders or from foreigners is enough to collapse some countries in Europe. But thank God we are still standing. But the good news is that from 2023, if the people will stand on a common platform and speak with a voice that, look, this is the change that we want now. This is not the type of their so-called renewed hope or next level change that they have been promising since 1960. If Nigerians, especially Nigerian youth, can say, now we want good leadership, in no distant time, before the end of this year, Nigerians will begin to laugh and begin to enjoy life yanfu yanfu as we transit into a normal system of government that will be led by normal people.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that wonderful reaction to the comments of our audience who are watching us on the other side. And comment of Lara got me when she said that the foreigners contribute greatly to continuance of government corruption in Nigeria. That is true. And you elaborated on that, on how the foreigners come steal from us and leave their weapons of that we used to destroy ourselves. That is very, very eye-opening, and I hope that Nigerians will see that and be pushed to make sure they choose the right leaders come this election next month for the federal election and March for the state elections. Thank you very much for that. To continue with our question, once again, audience watching from wherever you are, this is Nigerian Constitution and Your Right, a show powered by the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, every 9 p.m. and every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Nigerian time, or 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. And today's topic is being in Nigeria. Being in Nigeria. We are Nigerians. I want to explore what it means to be a Nigerian as prescribed by our Constitution, Chapter 3, and also talk about our realities, our current realities as Nigerians. And my guests have been phenomenal so far in dissecting this topic and answering all the questions brought forth on the table. The next question is, there are cases of Nigerians, there's cases of Nigerians burning their international passport and declaring on social media they are no longer Nigerians. Please, does this equate to renouncing or renunciation of citizenship?
People are free to burn whatever they want to burn. I was watching the TV some days ago when Dino Melai was burning the APC Agbada of Tinubu. So people are free to burn whatever they want to burn. But the fact is that you cannot run away from yourself. You were born in Nigeria. You have a home in Nigeria. Your families, extended friends, all of that, they are all Nigerians. You have Naira. You have Naira in your bank account in Nigeria. In Nigeria as a Nigerian. So please, if you want to leave Nigeria, give us your Naira and go. because a new Nigeria is coming. So people that are born, what they're just doing is just show. They are just doing show. They're just doing show. You understand? So I'm even go to the level of calling Nigeria a zoo. How can you call Nigeria a zoo? People that have not even visited a zoo before, they just use the word. And when they see Mr. A saying, "No, Nigeria is a zoo," Mr. B will just join. They don't even small. They are not even visited a zoo. A zoo. In a zoo, you have constant electricity. In a zoo, you have constant water. In a zoo, you have a main gate there's a receptionist. You understand? But Nigeria is not a zoo because we have all our borders are very porous. We have 1,850 porous Nigerian borders against the less than 85 official borders that we ought to have as a country. Do you call that a zoo? In a zoo, they have gates. You just enter maybe through just one gate. You understand? Every zoo has constant electricity. You want to kill the animals. In a zoo, they don't kill themselves. Animals don't kill themselves. But today you hear about Nigerians killing themselves. People even slaughtering their necks. That does not happen in the zoo. So when people say about zoo, Nigeria is not a zoo. And if you call Nigeria a zoo, it means you are calling yourself, your parents, your family, your friends, you are calling them animals. But the truth is that even if you are living outside Nigeria and you have citizenship of other countries, what you are doing, is a borrowed lifestyle. It's a borrowed lifestyle. It's temporary. Why? Because a palm tree can live inside the river all its life, 10, 20, 30 years. But one day, it will never change into a crocodile. So,
Thank you very much.
not,
Thank you.
not south, east, or west, home is the best. So, if you have citizenship anywhere, your children are being brought up abroad, oh, you are enjoying the facilities and all those things are temporary. By the time you get old, when you want to retire to Nigeria, you will now know that it is nation building, is a collective effort of each and every one of us. So whether anywhere you are living in the country, outside the country, please tell your people to go and collect their PVCs, not just collecting their PVCs, they should make sure they vote for good leadership so that when the country is being built, we living abroad, we can come home, visit peacefully, return peacefully, do our businesses and all of that. So those people that are insulting Nigerians, it is because naturally they are abusive. We are all angry as a people. Since they have been abusing Nigeria as a country, what have they done as a people to change the trajectory? The problem is not Nigeria as a country. The problem is Nigerians as a people. We are too blessed to be poor. We are too blessed to complain. We are too blessed to jackpot. We are too blessed to be
Thank you.
insecure.
Thank you
You
very
know,
much.
that's
Thank
how
you
I
very
feel.
much.
Thank you.
Once again, you are watching Nigerian Constitution and Your Right, a show powered by the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. And today's topic is being a Nigerian. Okay. And the question I asked my brother, I said, does people burning their passport or declaring on social media that they are no longer Nigerians, does that equate to renunciation of citizenship? The answer is no, categorically no, according to our constitution. Section 29, 1999 constitution as amended, that does not equate to renunciation of your citizenship. To renounce your citizenship as a Nigerian, there is a procedure to follow. So when you go to social media and say, I am no longer a Nigerian, that is just making noise. You are still a Nigerian. You cannot renounce Nigerian citizenship by just talking it or announcing it on social media. To renounce the citizenship, you have to go register it, and then the president have to actually approve it, or you have to get approval to renounce the citizenship. To renounce it. The president can say, no, you cannot renounce the citizenship, and then you cannot renounce the citizenship. Okay, so we all die here. You can't just renounce on social media. Next question. So, a naturalized citizen can be deprived of citizenship if he or she has been sentenced to prison for a term of not less than 3 years within 7 years of being naturalized. Do you feel that a lot of Nigerians have been deprived of their citizenship because the government have failed its primary responsibility?
If somebody naturalizes, it commits offense, some
Yes,
of kind of some criminal offenses, and
yes,
they are withdrawing the citizenship. This is something. This is a norm that happens in almost every country in the world that I
yes.
know. You understand? So you have to respect the laws of the people of the country, and all of that. But Nigerians that are originally Nigerians, they have been deprived of their citizenship in quote, not the document per se, but their rights as a people. And why did that happen? It is also the same thing that I said. It is because of the silence of the people to bad governance. Today's Nigeria is not the dream of our heroes that fought for the Nigerian independence, the Awolowos, the Nauros, the Nnamdi Azikiwes. Today's Nigeria is not their dream. In fact, when they see the Nigeria of today, they are turning in their grave. They are turning in their grave because this is not what they expect. So that is the situation of Nigeria today. Nigerians have been deprived of their right. You protest, some soldiers come and kill you. How can you kill a whole human being because he's protesting, someone that has no arms? So all of these things is making people really feel disenchanted with the country and the economic situation and all of that. So back and forth, it is all about bad governance. But this time around,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
we are taking the
Thank you.
revolution.
We are running out of time. We have been here for 41 minutes. So let me just ask this last question, then read all the comments that have come after the last comments, and then we end today's show. And it has been a great show so far. I'm very happy to host my GC, the GC, that is Global Coordinator of the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. This is the first time I'm actually having him as a guest on this show. So it is a privilege, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
The last question is, you have given us in elaborate measure our reality today as Nigerians, how the good and the bad, the good being that we are Nigerians, we should be happy, we should be thankful to God that we are born Nigerians. Then the bad is that the leaders have failed us, they have not held to the primary responsibility of government protection of life and properties, and acknowledging that it's sanctity to life and ensuring that the needs of the people are provided and ensuring that the rights of the people are protected as enshrined in Chapter 4 of our Constitution. So that is the bad. And so this last question is just to summarize everything and to look into the future, to chart a new course for our beloved country, Nigeria. So the question is, how can we ensure that there is reality, share this negative realities of our today Nigerian, or as of today of being a Nigerian citizen? How can we change it moving forward into the future?
53 million Nigerians refused to vote after collecting their voters card in 2019, and that is one of the reasons why we have the Buharis and the Osinbajos in office today. So what can we do about this? 53 million people, don't sit at home. Take that PVC, go and vote, because 53 million people not voting in a country is a national tragedy. If you are living abroad, please try to network within your communities and back home and deliver your unity for Peter Obi. That is the hope, because now the first Nigerian independence has expired. We are going to enter into a second Nigerian independence through the ballot box revolution. So we must all work. We must take our anger, our pain, the killing of Nigerians on the street, the economic unprecedented economic hardship, the lack of fuel on the street. All of these things, take your anger to the ballot box and vote properly. Don't let somebody tell you about slogan of change, new level, renewed hope, and all of it. We are past that stage. The world is moving, and Africa is waiting for Nigeria to lead the way. And we, the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we must build our country. Nation building is a collective effort. Go and vote and change the trajectory. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that beautiful summation. And you put it beautifully. Vote, go and get your PVC and ensure you vote for Peter Gregory Obi and his running mate, Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed. In case you wonder who are these people we're mentioning, this is what they look like. The guy on glasses is Peter Gregory Obi, and the guy on Western suit is Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed, the running mate of Peter Gregory Obi. Why are we mentioning these people? Because the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria have chosen this as our candidate for this 2023 general elections because they have met the requirements that were put forward, and they won an online poll that we hosted, that we organized last year, October 2022. And since then, we have been campaigning for these two gentlemen because they have good antecedents. You can go check their record, you can go verify their record, you can listen to their interview and follow their rallies and campaign, and you know what we're talking about, and you know that we have made the right choice in endorsing these two wonderful gentlemen. And how do you vote? You vote for LP, that is the logo of LP, Mama Papa Pekin, that is the party to vote for, all right? And this is how you thumbprint, or you can use your thumbprint, or you can use your index finger. Make sure it's within the box, not on the line. On the line is invalid. Within the box is a valid vote. Okay? And then let's read the comment and then wrap up the show. You guys have been lovely. Once been very, very lovely. And we'll have a lot of comments today. So thank you all the audience that have been using the comment section to comment. You have done marvelous. Okay, we have stopped here. The green passport is a curse. So moving on here. So this gold and other resources by this stuff from Lara. This gold and other resources should be used to develop Stamfara, where level of poverty is great. Yes. Then Rita English says,
I want to. Can I add something? I am itching to say that the Nigerian passport is not a cause. Green is not a cause. If it was red and you are telling me it's a cause, fine. Maybe Nigerian passport green is an awakening call for we the people to stand up. It's not a cause. It's a blessing.
Green is life. Green is the vegetation. Green is surplus. So we just have to live up to the color of our passport. The color of our passport is good. We just have to build a better, strong nation that will be respected in the community of other great nations. Okay, Rita English says, being in Nigeria is beautiful. Yes, being in Nigeria is beautiful because we are blessed with so many natural mineral resources. The only problem now is corrupt leadership. Hence, the need to vote for Bidati come February 25th. It's important. Next, says currently Nigerians are suffering from lack of fuel, no naira notes, new and old, according to the banks. Foodstuffs are super expensive, electricity bill is high, bad leadership has to go now. Actor Obinwa Amadi said, let's all support Shore AAC. Thanks. Thank you, Actor Obinwa, for mentioning Shore. Shore is a great guy of AAC, but unfortunately, GCSDN, that the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, endorses Peter Obi of LP, Labour Party, for this election cycle. Last cycle, we endorsed Shore of AAC, but this cycle, we're endorsing Peter Obi of Labour Party. Thank you. Lara says, a new Nigeria with this coming election and some fraudulent constitution will not bring the needed changes. Okay, let me read that again. A new Nigeria with this coming election and same fraudulent constitution will not bring needed change. Okay, talking about constitution will not bring. All right. It says if only Shore has a slight chance of winning. That she, I guess, she's responding to. So those are the comments so far. I will let you comment on this comment just for 30 seconds, then we'll wrap up.
Let us not put the cart before the horse. This new leadership that is coming by the grace of God through Peter Obi and Ahmed Dati, we hope that they will do the needful, because you remember that the Nigerian constitution is what we were using when Nigeria was good. So what went bad is now what we're now tying to the constitution. Let us see what good leadership will bring. And I believe that, fine, if they can work on the constitution, fine. It's quite shameful that the Buhari government spent 1 billion naira to amend the constitution. Now they spend the money. The deputy senate president was made the chairman of the constitution amendment committee, and they did not do it. And this government is going, where is the money? What did they do? We don't even need an amended constitution. I am a supporter of a brand new constitution, and I really hope that Obi Dati do the needful. Thank you.
Thank you very much once again, Able Global Coordinator Frederick Oderige, for coming to the show today and giving us a phenomenal response and to the questions that was brought forth, and encouraging Nigerians to be proud of our country. And I hope more Nigerians, those have been aggrieved, those have been bitter. We have all been pushed down. We have all been placed between a rock and a hard place. But we should not give up on our country. Nigeria is the only country we have, whether you have other citizenship of other countries, as long as you're born in Nigeria, as long as you're in Nigeria, as long as you also hold a Nigerian citizenship, keep fighting for a better country. Let's join hands together to build the nation of our dream. We can do it. And if you vote, if you go collect your PVC, and make sure on election day, 25th of February, and again on 11th of March for the state elections, go out and vote the right leaders, that we can begin the journey of building the nation of our dream. And for those who want a brand new constitution, who can actually get a brand new constitution with the right leadership team in place. Why it has been impossible? Because of the wrong leadership. They all fight for their pocket and don't want to do the needful. So let us join hands together and elect the right leadership. February 25th, 2023 and March 11th, 2023. Thank you very much for coming. I hope to see you all next Tuesday at this platform, 9 p.m. Nigerian time, 2 p.m. US Central Time, 3 p.m. US Eastern Time. This is Nigerian Constitution and Your Right, powered by the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. Thank you for watching and keep coming back. Thank you, Able GC. And this is where I will be.
Thank you.